My monk mode protocol comprises of 3 non-negotiables. Number 1, 10 minutes a day of meditation. Mandatory. Non-negotiable number 2 is exercise of at least 30 minutes a day. And the third one is no alcohol or weed.
Tastes good like soul food. Parked up outside in the old school. The new me back with the OU. The dog always find his way back home, and it's so true. Later on, fall through and pop one.
So to start off 2024 in monk mode, this was the protocol that I chose to follow. Firstly, I used the same non-negotiables as Iman, but instead of exercising for just 30 minutes a day, I upped it to 60 minutes. The gym is where I like to sit with my thoughts and spend a few hours of my day, so I try not to rush anything and take my time with it. As for the other variables that I decided to add, they were 30 minutes of reading, daily gratitude and progress journaling, and the one that really went out of the way was 5 hours of personal deep work towards my goals. So work aside from school or my daily job on any of my businesses or my personal brand. On top of all of this, since alcohol and weed have never really been a problem for me, I tried to challenge myself by also doing a diet where I would cut out all junk food and try to prioritize a lot of protein and then also healthy fats and carbs.
The big thing that you need to ask yourself is environment.
That throughout the cycle, I will be in my hometown where, aside from school, everything is really close by to each other. On a day-to-day basis, I'll either be at school, a cafe, a library, a gym, or my office, or I'll just be at home working. As far as eliminating other non-environmental distractions goes, I took protocols such as downloading Unhooked, which is a Chrome extension which removes your entire YouTube home screen so that I wouldn't be scrolling mindlessly on YouTube or just wasting time in general watching too many videos. I also deleted all social media and entertainment apps on my phone so that I wouldn't be mindlessly scrolling through TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts like I tend to do a lot of times. I also tried to find websites such as asoftmurmur.com so that I could play sounds where I would be focused when I was trying to do my work. I cleared clutter both on my phone and my desktop, so I made sure everything was accessible and clean and I didn't have any apps that I wasn't using. And I also tried to clean my environment around me as far as my room, my bathroom, and all that other stuff goes. And the last thing I did was add a screen time widget on my phone, so I was making sure that I wasn't spending too much time on my phone when I wasn't supposed to be on it.
Number 1, 10 minutes a day of meditation. Mandatory. Look, you will not feel the effects on day 1. You likely won't even feel the effects on day 5 or 10. But once you get into 2 weeks in, once you get into 3 weeks in, you'll notice, why am I so calm all of a sudden? Even with just 10 minutes a day. You ask yourself, why am I so calm? Why do I feel so calm? Why do I feel kind of at ease? Why does my mind feel quiet?
So the first part of monk mode was meditation, and this has brought me so much inner peace and happiness. I'm someone who always overthinks and finds it hard to live in the present, and I'm also always very stressed. But simply implementing the habit of meditating at least once and also sometimes a couple of times a day really changed everything. I would either meditate right after I woke up first thing in the morning while I was getting my morning sunlight, or I would meditate after my workout in the sauna, as those were like the 2 times in the day where I would feel most relaxed. On some days I would go way past my 10-minute mark just because I enjoyed it so much, and I would meditate on both occasions, and sometimes I even go to the gym twice, once in the morning to do cardio and once in the evening to lift, and I would try to hit the sauna both times, and I would also try to get my morning sunlight in. So there was a couple of days where I would meditate 30 minutes all in different increments of 10-minute sessions.
Non-negotiable number 2 is exercise of at least 30 minutes a day. Now this can be in the gym, this can be a high intensity workout, this can be literally whatever you want, okay?
Now growing up, I've always been a little bit insecure about my body. That changed a little bit 2 years ago when I first joined the gym, but everything really started to change 6 months ago when I started to get very consistent with it. But over time, the gym has become less of a physical thing and more of a mental thing. I know that sounds a bit weird, but now the gym is where I go to calm down, think, assess, and reflect, and challenge myself all at the same time. For the last 6 months, this has become less and less of a chore and more of something that I just genuinely look forward to each and every single day. So much that now I've started to go twice a day. During monk mode, I did a chest, back, arms, push, pull, leg split, simply because I despise leg day and wanted to find an excuse to only hit it once. I also made sure to hit abs mostly every single day during monk mode, something that I don't usually do. I also boxed a few times every single week as a form of cardio.
And the third one is no alcohol or weed, okay? I don't care what anyone says. Oh no, I'm productive. Like, you know, weed isn't addictive. I'm like, I can be productive. Oh, it helps me fall asleep. I don't care. I really don't care what you say, okay? None of that.
Now, the third part of monk mode was by far the easiest for me because I've never really had a problem with drugs or alcohol or vapes or any of that sort of stuff. One of the reasons for this is because I'm Muslim, and the other reason is just it's never really appealed to me, as I would rather live a healthy life with a healthy body than sacrifice my long-term future for instant gratification on habits that I know are harmful for me.
Now, after that, what you do and what makes monk mode so powerful, my monk mode protocol, is you stack other variables and you get to choose the other variables.
And that is where my other variables come into play. One of my added variables was to spend time each day gratitude journaling and reflecting on my progress that I'm making. I've always loved reading old journals of mine just to see how far I've come, and so this is something that I was actually really looking forward to doing. Another thing I learned is that giving gratitude and being grateful for the small things in your life goes a long way, especially in terms of your overall happiness, as I learned by the course The Science of Wellbeing on Coursera offered by Yale. The next thing was 30 minutes of reading. I had probably read one book all the way from 6th grade until like a year and a half ago, when I came across an entrepreneurship book, like many others do, called Rich Dad Poor Dad. I've since then read many other books such as Atomic Habits, Think and Grow Rich, $100 Million Offers and Leads by Alex Hormozi, and a couple of others. I just can't remember the exact names off the top of my head. Iman Gadzhi shared that he read a book a week for the longest time when he was first starting out, and that was one of the most beneficial things he did in his entrepreneurial journey, as reading not only teaches you valuable lessons and concepts, but it also inspires you in many different ways. During this monk mode protocol, I picked up this book called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. This book was gifted to me by one of my teachers, so I decided to pick it up for the second time, as I really find it really valuable. The first time I really just skimmed it, so now when I'm reading it, I spend my 30 minutes taking notes, learning everything he's saying, and then writing it in my journal so that I'm making sure I'm understanding every single point that he's making in the book. Future books that I plan to read during this protocol include How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal, which is his newest book, and Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. The last variable was deep work to focus on my personal brand and my business. The whole motivation to start 2024 with this monk mode protocol was so that I could focus on my business that I'm trying to start now from zero all the way up until signing our first client and then actually growing it to become a full, proper functioning agency. The reason for this variable specifically is because currently I'm in school and I also work a side job, so finding time to dedicate towards this YouTube channel and my business is kind of hard, and I need to spend at least 5 hours every single day to make sufficient progress with these goals. Currently, my main focus is on my marketing agency, which is servicing local health and wellness businesses with web design and SEO services. This variable of focusing 5 hours on my personal work really helped me make some real progress with this agency and make progress towards all the goals that I had set with it. Another thing I did was give me time to make these videos and also learn how to make better videos and how to edit videos and just learn the ins and outs of YouTube, since I'm not very good at it right now. Alright, so here's what the first few days of this monk mode protocol looked like. On the first couple of days, my motivation was high and I completed each and every variable I had set. I could feel the results as I felt more productive, happier with my progress, and I was able to be more consistent, and I even started waking up early, which for me has always been a challenge. Here's what a day in my life would look like. I would wake up, make my bed, go to my balcony and get some morning sunlight while meditating and drinking a glass of water. Then I'd go to the gym. Then I would box, do some more cardio and abs, and then hit the sauna after. After the shower, I would spend 30 minutes in the cafe of the gym reading, then go home and eat some breakfast. I would then go to a cafe close to my house for a few hours to get some work done, and by 4 or 5 I'd come back home. I would spend the next 3 to 4 hours working on my agency, and then I went to the gym once again at 7 to lift. I would spend an hour and a half lifting, hit abs one more time if I felt like it, hit the sauna again and meditate in there, shower, go home, have dinner, and then pray. And then I would spend the rest of the night relaxing, watching some Suits, or getting some work done before going to bed and repeating the same thing the next day. This schedule really helped me get consistent and make some real progress towards my goals and my health. This was the most productive that I had ever been in my entire life. In the previous 10 days of me completing this challenge, and hopefully throughout the rest of this cycle all the way up until mid-February for the next 45 days, I hope to use this progress and accomplish the most I have ever accomplished in a month and a half. By following this protocol, I have made significant progress towards my work and my goals, and have really made progress in avoiding cheap dopamine and not scrolling through social or through reels and shorts like I used to all the time. By following this protocol further throughout the rest of January and a little bit throughout February, I plan to make a lot more progress in my agency, such as signing my first client. This protocol has so far helped me a lot in my mental health, especially through gratitude journaling and meditation. It's also helped me learn a lot more by reading The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, a book that, by the way, I would 100% recommend to everyone out there. I've also made some more progress in the gym, and I hope to get even more leaner throughout the next month and a half by following the 60 minutes of exercise and the diet that I had set for myself at the start of the challenge. So the question begs, would I recommend monk mode to start off 2024 and really make some real progress in your life? And the answer is completely 100% yes. Create a routine, set yourself boundaries, set your environment, clean everything around you, and just start. I'm definitely grateful that I decided to start this year with monk mode, and I look forward to sharing with you guys how this is going to help me over the next 45 days and really what a 45-day monk mode cycle can do for a person in helping them work towards their goals and helping them be more healthier in general.